Everybody, this is Mrs. Baker, and I'm going to guide you on your notes on seed plants. I don't know why I made all of those uppercase and those lowercase, I'm sorry. Okay, the essential question, why are seeds an important structural adaptation? Seed plants all share two main characteristics. Those are, they all have vascular tissue. In other words, xylem and phloem. Vascular tissue. And they use pollen and seeds for reproduction. So what exactly is pollen? A pollen grain contains the male gametophyte. Contains the male gametophyte consisting of sperm cells, nutrients, pollen grains contain the male gametophyte, which is consisting of sperm cells, nutrients, and a protective coating. Seed plants also have a female part, which is called the ovule. The ovule is a sporophytic structure which contains the female gametophyte, which produces the egg cell. Which produces the egg cell. The ovule forms the seed after fertilization. So what exactly is the seed then? The seed has three main parts. Which are, number one, the embryo, little baby plant. Number two, stored food. And number three, a seed coat. The embryo is a young plant with the little baby plant, that develops from a zygote or fertilized egg. The seed also includes, well, let me just read it. Okay, in all seeds, the embryo has one or more leaves. Or cotyledons, which sometimes store food. These are the first little leaves that you see come out of a seed. So once a seed is made, how does it turn into a plant? The process that starts the seed turning into a plant is called germination. Germination. And it occurs when an embryo begins to grow. And pushes out of the seed. If you think about the beans that you guys started this year, at the very beginning of the school year, we put little beans in cups, and suddenly the beans had little leaves coming out and they grew into a little plant. That's a process of germination. So obviously humans can have learned how to put seeds in certain places to grow them into plants, but how do seeds normally in nature get around? And that process is called seed dispersal. To disperse means to move around. And this happens through many different forms. So let's see, the scattering of seeds by organisms. Sometimes if an animal eats a fruit, it'll eat the seeds, and the seeds will go through its digestive tract, and when the plant poops, when the animal poops, the seeds come out in the poop, and that way the organism has dispersed the seeds around. Water can carry away seeds. The air, the wind can disperse them. And some plants actually are able to self-eject, so they are able to propel the seeds off of them. Now, if you refer back to the little sheet that you had at the beginning of this unit, you see that there are two types of seed plants, our gymnosperms and our angiosperms. So we're going to write a little bit of information about them. So let's see, the two types. We're going to make a little table. We have gymnosperms. And we have angiosperms. Okay, gymnosperms are plants whose seeds are not protected by fruit. Seeds are not protected by fruits. In angiosperms, the plant's seeds are protected by fruit. A gymnosperm has needles many times, needle-like leaves. and a deep root system. I'll just put in deep roots since I'm running out of room. Your main examples of these are your conifers. There are others, but you are all familiar with conifers, all of your pine trees. That's a good example. Back to the angiosperm side, the seeds are protected by a fruit. The fruit itself is the ripened ovary of a flower. So whenever you eat an apple, you are eating the apple tree's ovaries. The ripened ovary of a flower. All angiosperms, the way to remember them, they are flowering plants. So if a plant produces a flower, it is an angiosperm. We'll draw a little pine cone over here. See how good I can draw a little pine cone? Does that kind of look like a pine cone? I don't know. Anyway, there's our pine cone. We'll call it a pine cone. There we go. That's a pine cone. And this is a flower. Okay, so here are your notes for seed plants, and I'll see you on the next one.